Hello everyone, this is Spliced, and welcome to another gear showcase video. Today I will be showing the Raider and Berserker. In my last couple videos I showed Warden, Lawbringer, Gladiator, and Centurion, and I also mentioned that there will be no new gear coming at the beginning of Season 5. I don't know, in terms of armor I should say, no new armor gear coming in the beginning of Season 5. I don't know if it's confirmed or not that there will be gear later on in Season 5, but I know for a fact that there won't be on launch. But with that being said, I did my best once again to get all the weapons with the characters and tried to prioritize getting the main blade of the weapon to get 3 out of 3. And I think I managed to get that with Raider and Berserker as well, so you guys get to see that today. So with that being said, let's get into it. Starting off with the Raider, we have the Wolfkin head. As you guys can see right here, this is a new axe that is coming to Season 5, of course. And right off the bat, it has a pretty simple design to it. Nothing really too special, nothing really to send home to or anything. But as you guys can see in the middle, that is a wolf right in the middle there to split the front of the axe from the back. And I think they do that with most of the axe heads. I'm not sure. I haven't really played Raider too much to see all the gear in total, but from what I've seen, following a website, I found out that these are the new weapons that are going to be in the game. And this is the design on the inside. Pretty interesting inside design. Looks as Viking as you would probably want to imagine that it would look. If first glance at this, I would probably say it's a Viking weapon. So they did a good job on that. Not really anything to say, just a pretty simple axe. I do like the blade though. It has a pretty nice design at the bottom there, as you can see, a little tiny hook. But I don't know, it doesn't really have symmetry, so because of that reason, I don't think I'll be using it in the future. But there you guys go. Moving on, we have the Yggdrasil or Yggdrasil. I don't know exactly how to say that. I do apologize if I did say it wrong. But this one is a little more promising to me. More so because the back is a little more promising with the nice smaller blade version of the axe head right there. But at the front, you guys can see that there's a nice reflective shine for the axe head there, looking more like a higher class, higher reputable steel weapon for the more higher class tiered Vikings back in the day, I'd have to say. Maybe that's what they're going with, I'm not sure. But in the middle, you can see that there is a green design going on with a gold trimming. I don't really know exactly what to make of it, but it looks kind of forest-like, or maybe even elven a little bit. Kind of like Skyrim. I'm not sure if that's really the best way to look at it, but it kind of looks like the glass weapons, or maybe even elven from Skyrim. I don't know. Can't really put my finger on it, but it does look interesting nonetheless. Pretty nice big axe head as well. Looks like what an axe should look like, in my opinion. If only, you know, the backside was a symmetrical version to the front, but I don't think that's what they're going with the Raider, of course. Would look cool as hell, though. If you guys are interested in seeing a double-headed axe symmetrical to the main head of the axe, then let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. Moving on, we have the Jormungand. I don't know how to say that properly. I'll just call it Jormung head. And right off the bat, this one looks badass as fuck. Like, you can see right here, this is probably the first thing you notice, is the spikes on the inside of the axe head. Looks like teeth curling into the shaft, which is really cool. Then you have it going along the back, but then also you have this on the back. I'm not sure exactly what this is, but it looks like a snake head, but I'm pretty sure I'm wrong on that. It looks like a reptile of some sort. Could be a salamander, I have no idea. But it could be a dragon, could be anything because of the spikes on the back. But with that being said, it's a really cool looking axe head. Can't look at the top, unfortunately, but I don't think that's too important. That's where the eyes would be. And then on the front, you have a very well designed curvature here with the axe head, and then you have like a little bit of stain here, but then for the most part it's clean on the front. Then you have some nice designs going along down here, which is very cool, and then it looks like some ancient carvings going into the inside of this axe. I can't really see exactly what they're going with there, but all of it coming together makes a nice nice looking axe head. Reminds you a lot probably of the season 1 axe head that is heroic, unique. I can't really say exactly what the one looks like, but it's more green and gold-ish. And if you guys have ever played Smite, kind of looks like the shock axe head. But with that being said, very nice one indeed. Good job to the team for making these. Now we're going to quickly go over the shaft and the pommel because there isn't really much to say about them because they don't really have too much to show. But we do have the Yggdrasil shaft. I cannot say that properly. I'm sorry. But this one's actually not too bad. It looks very nice. Has some nice designs going on with it, but there isn't really much to say. I like how these parts right here and here kind of stick out a bit more. So as you see when I spin it, it's more 3D and not really built into the weapon as just simply cylindrical shaft, and more so it has some extra things coming out of it, which is pretty cool. But there is some nice patterns going on to it, but not really, again, not really much to say to it. Then we have the Jormungand's shaft, and this one, again, really cool design. As you see, when you spin it, there is a very nice shine to it and very nice pattern, and looks a lot more high class than all the other shafts that you would probably see. Very nice design, great job. Next, we're going to move on to the Yggdrasil pommel, and again, this one would go in par with the shaft because of its design on the bottom. It looks like it sticks out and not exactly cylindrical. Little tiny spike pyramid thing on the bottom, pretty cool. Not going to complain about that one. Looks pretty simple and nice. But there's a lot of others that I like to choose from, so I don't think I'll be using this one. I like the little S kind of thing going on inside there. Kind of has a snake vibe to it, but you take with it what you will. Then we have the Kin Pommel. Now this is interesting. The Wolfkin is something I've recently discovered is actually new. I thought it was going to be this other one called Eclast or something, but I read it wrong, and when I looked on the website, we already have that, and that in fact is actually the lowest tier weapon you could get. So when I made that mistake, I quickly spent the last little bit of steel to try to get as much as I could, and I ended up getting at least the head and the pommel, so it worked out. But this one, as you can see, has a nice blue gem on the end. And this is actually a pretty nice one, I must say. It's definitely sticks out from all the other ones. I'm kind of interested to see what the shaft would look like. Unfortunately, I don't have it. But there you guys go. That's all there really is to say about the Raider for Season 5. Just a quick look at the heads, and of course, I'm going to equip them all. So this is what the Wolfkin looks like. Can't really see much. Of course, the shaft doesn't count. But we have Yggdrasil. We can put that together. And there you go. This is what the full Yggdrasil looks like. Actually, it comes together quite nicely. I just realized that, so that's actually pretty cool. And then the Jormungand shaft and head. Let me put that together, and there you guys go. That's what that one looks like. Pretty good, not bad. And there we go. So there you guys go. That is the Raider. Alright guys, so I just showed the Raider off, and now we're going to be showing off the new gear for the Berserker. So the only gear piece I'm missing is one of the handles, but I did manage to get every single axe head on both main and offhand, so you guys are going to see that right now. That was pretty lucky. So with that being said, let's move on to the Wild Horse right head. So this is a new one coming in Season 5, and immediately you'll see how nice of a shine this is when you slowly pan it into the light. It looks very clean, very high tier, and there's a nice black, more darker, not exactly full black, but it's a more of a stained steel kind of on the inside with a nice gold etching right near the axe blade. But man, this one looks super clean, very nice design to it, and also pretty big axe as well. If you compare it to, I would say, Season 1, it's definitely not as big as that one from Season 1. I'm not sure if you guys know which one I'm talking about, but it's a really clean looking axe, and I like that clean design. Sometimes the bigger doesn't really always mean the better. I like the little tiny hook on the end. Again, it really adds to the design of it and makes it more unique than it should be, or than it is, my bad. and then the hook on the back as well. It is important that the back side of the axe also has good symmetry with the front, because if the back is just a random thing, it might not really compensate well for what's in the front, and you might end up with something you don't really enjoy. So for example, if you want some perspective, if you cut this one right off and you just look at this, you can see it doesn't really look that great of an axe, but because of that. And then you have the horses on the top, which is actually a pretty funny design, but I can look away from that for a little bit because everything else just goes really well together. And then we have the Forgotten Gods right head. Wow, dude, this one looks very voodoo, or tiki, I should say, and it looks really tribal. Really looks really cool. I'm saying really a lot, I know. Someone's probably going to comment about that, my bad. But we do have, it looks gold. Looks like complete gold, old gold. Not really like a newer clean gold, but like something that's been unearthed. Hence the Forgotten Gods, meaning it's ancient. Then you have a copper in the middle with the two eyes, kind of a tiki kind of look to it. Wooden tiki, and a very, very simple design, but it also has very nice presentation to it with its colors and reflection. Nice etching on the inside, and nice compensation on the back. Not really too big though. So this part in here, I don't really like it when it's thin, because it kind of makes the blade not really. The bigger the blade, the thinner the inside and the bigger the blade, really starts to not compensate each other well, and it turns out to not be so great. But this one is pretty cool. Not sure if I would call it a legendary though, but there you guys go. Then we have the Bearded Dragon right head. Now this is the unique of the day, because this one right here, as you guys can clearly see, looks like it is in theme of a dragon. Of course, you have the dragon head right here with the red eye going into the blade, and then the scales of the dragon is pushing out into the outside of the blade, and that is a really cool design, really unique. I love it, love the theme. It's really awesome, and there's not really much to comment about it. I just love how there's just some nice flare, spike-ish kind of effect going on here, and then you have the fire or whatever this is down here. Looks kind of like fire. I can't really tell, but it looks kind of like spikes, maybe either like some rocky kind of etching going on the inside, and this is really cool. Unfortunately, it's not the biggest axe. I mean, it is pretty big, but the backside is not really visible, so because of that, it loses some of its size, but it does have amazing presentation, I must say. Definitely something you would see even if you're going against the opponent and they had this, you'd notice it right away. Moving on to the handles, we have the Bearded Dragon handle, and this one's pretty cool. Not really much to say about it, but it has a really nice design going on it, curving all the way around, and then you have some etchings going on in the middle over here with some filling. I can't really tell what color that is, but it's a nice wave, gold wave design, and then a little bit of a spiral going around. And then on the bottom, can't really zoom in on that for you guys, but you can see there's some blue gems right there, and then the design going around right here. So pretty good. It kind of compensates with the Bearded Dragon pretty well, must say. Then you have the Wild Horse handles, and this one's kind of just funny because of the handle at the bottom is just another horse head. I think there's just one too many horses there. Maybe if they change this with like horse's tail, you know, where it has like flailing fur or something, I think that'd be really cool. Unfortunately, that requires a different kind of physics engine, and I don't think they have that for this game, but that's okay. And then you have the wooden inside and the gold rings going around to make up for this whole handle. So pretty nice design. And then, of course, we're going to go to the offhand. And for the most part, they're the same, but this one is not. As you can see, the horses' heads are now down, and the etching is now silver there. And then you have a blue gem right in the middle. So that's pretty much it. That's been changed. The blade looks pretty much the same, though. And then we have the Forgotten Gods, and this time it looks like a bird. If I'm correct, that is now the tiki kind of symbol that's in the middle, and it has two red gems for eyes, and pretty much the same thing going on there as well. Not really much to comment, but it looks really cool. And then, of course, Bearded Dragon, and this one's a smaller version of the main-handed axe, but if you look at the back, look at that, dude. Look at that little tiny jaggedness right there looks so cool. If they made this bigger, I would be really impressed with it, but it's a little too small to see even from the menu. But you do see the hair kind of spikiness coming out the back there. Now this one's a blue gemmed dragon eye, so it kind of just compensates with each other in different colors. And then the scales going out here is all the same, pretty much all the same. So there you guys go. Let me put them all together. I'm going to do the bearded dragon one first so you guys can see. So this is what they both look like, and as you see, it compensates with each other really well. You can see on the right side too, the handle is also different, but there's not really anything to comment on that too much. But that's really cool. I love how they have different colors to compensate with each other. It's really cool, like opposite ends. Then we have the Forgotten Gods. I don't have a handle for that, so there you guys go. Let me align them a little bit better. There you go. We have blue on the left and red on the right, and they're about the same size, so they kind of work together pretty well. And then we have the Wild Horse, which I can show the full set of that. There we go. Alright, so there you guys go. I like this one the most because of its size, but also the clean axe head that goes with it. But the bearded dragon definitely wins in its unique look to it. But there you guys go. That is it for the Raider and Berserker. If you guys enjoyed, let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys later.